Every high and crushing low taught me something invaluable: resilience. I began documenting my journey, recording every lesson and every step towards rebuilding my success and my mental, even if no one else was watching. I didn't know where this path would lead, but I had Frank, Rosario, and the memories of everything I built and lost, fueling my determination. What you're about to see is my journey, the highs, the lows, and every moment in between, captured during a time when I was all alone, but never defeated. I'm going to get back to being a millionaire. No matter what, I will make it.
How's it going, guys? I don't know when the last video was, but hopefully this is cool, that everything is just being done now. So before I forget, obviously, so today it's August 15th, it's 2 p.m. I just want to go over basically just the normal stuff. So Bitcoin is getting close to about 60, it's 67,215, and Ethereum is at I think 2,713 or 14, something like that. Might have gone up or down, I don't know. So yeah, today's the 15th of August, and you guys know what that means. I have 10 days left before I announce what I'm going to do to Frank and everyone, and then I have another, so it would be 10 days to announce, and then 20 days and I'm out. It's kind of surreal that, you know, it's finally the month of truth. So let's start with it. What's new? Well, first thing that's new is that job's going really great. I've somehow been able to sell so good, you know, decently from a step from last month, that now my commission check is coming in around 1,200 right now. Hopefully I can keep it around there, but if I make at least 500 to 600, I think that's like a pass, like a rite of passage now, that I'm doing better and better month over month. So that's really good. The other thing is for work, like, it's just, you know, I'm getting my flow, I'm understanding it, and hopefully there's an opportunity in the future within the next month or two to basically get more pay and just keep loving what I do and whatnot. Along with that and making money, I just booked my appointment for my bone marrow donation. So that's going to be on September 5th. So that's going to be very interesting, as always, just because, again, I'm going to be moving around the same time. So it's going to be very hectic, but still probably fun at the same time. But yeah, and making sure, and then on to render really quick. I'm still getting paid for that. That's like about 120 every single week, so almost exactly what I predicted. I got so far saved up, I have like $500-600 in render, which is great. I haven't been touching that, haven't needed to. I got $200 or so just in regular stuff. I paid all my bills this month, so it's a really nice experience and stuff to know that, like, everything's paid for, and that, like, I'm still paying my artists and stuff like that. Like, I don't really have too much hassle as far as, like, what I need as far as expenses. The electricity that I paid for this month, and the last time I'm gonna have to pay for that, is done. My car note is done, and yeah, no, it's been nice for the most part, to just get all that stuff good and done and over with. Packing up is going to be like the only other thing, but let's keep talking about money really quick. Then I have, what else do I have? So yeah, I told you guys that basically everything's going good with Pause. I've been writing on that more, and the story's coming out good. I'm also working on Voyagers, or at least the next comic that I'm thinking about doing, to do with T or V in this sense, and brainstorming how that's going to play out and how we can make something nice and interesting on that front. a manga about V and bring that character back into the spotlight. I'm really attached to that character. So I'm hoping that he gets picked up by somebody and being like, oh wow, somebody actually adapted this character or whatever. Let's see what else they can do. So it'd be very interesting to market that with a character that's already in the domain and just see if it catches fire. The other thing is Ashley's starting her podcast hopefully next week, so being able to go ahead and pay the contractors for that and get that done would be amazing, to finally get her project going and start getting paid for editing from her. That would be awesome on the side. Yeah, because then I would literally not have to do Uber or anything on my days off. I could just basically just do the editing, so makes things easy. I'll just stay at home. So trying to think. Yeah, and then I budgeted. I paid my deposit already, or not my deposit, but my holding fee to make sure all the stuff is good. I wrote everything down on the contract and stuff for the new place that I'll be moving to, and that was super cool, fulfilling. My heart's always like pounding, and I'm in a state of like, what am I doing? Am I sure I want to do this? But honestly, it's those kind of decisions that you have to be 100% with, and you have to make sure that, like, if you're committed, which I am, you have a game plan, and I have a game plan. I already know how everything's going to go and how all this stuff is going to look like and all this stuff. So thankfully for me, I plan so far in advance all the time, and so this is no different. And no, it'll just be nice to make sure that I have everything fleshed out. I'll have enough for the deposit and the first month's payment, and then I just got to get ready for the next month, and then after that. But overall, I'm gonna have a profit each month of roughly around $700, even before the commission starts kicking in. So after commission, hopefully I could start making about $1,000 to $2,000 each month in profit, and that's after the rent is paid and my stuff. So no, that would be very cool to see, and I can't wait for that to be like a thing and have my own place again and just make some extra money. And then in September, hopefully I get to party a little bit, and then in October I get to go see family. In November I get to do whatever I want to do for Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, just kind of chillax for 1 year. Maybe go visit my grandparents for after Christmas or something. Like, there's a lot that I could be doing and stuff, but I have so much time vested with everything up here. It's just like, it's not efficient, and it isn't me. Like, I want to hang out with family. Like, I don't want to be stuck between 20 different families anymore and have to figure out how I'm going to balance things and where I'm going to go. Like, so I think that's the biggest thing. Like, sometimes when you have like family members and uncles and stuff, I think I have to just put it in my mind, it's like, even for everyone who's in Mexico right now, it's best off to go ahead and just wait until they're out here and then see them and stuff, or until they have a flight. Because honestly, going there and doing all that stuff, like, not that I don't want to, but it's like if there's opportunity to do it, but to go out of my way and do that, even though, I care for them a lot, but it's one of those things where, I just want to make sure everyone's happy, but also I want to make sure I'm happy too. And I'm tired of being the person that everyone's just counting on, but I'm not getting anything. Not that I care to get anything out of it. It's just like, I don't want to feel used all the time, right? I want to be able to at least explore some of the things I have and not be so pressured about everyone else's issues. Like, I forget what it's called. A person who is a pleaser. I don't want to be a pleaser, I want to make sure that I can make my own money and stuff like that, be independent, because again, in the future, when I have a wife and I have kids and stuff like that, I'm going to have to put a lot of that stuff to the side anyways. So to be somebody who's a pleaser right now doesn't make sense when I only have about, I'm just saying roughly 4 to 5 years or whatever before I'm gonna either get married and have kids or whatever I tend to do. Like, that's gonna be like 4 or 5 years from now, so I need to make sure I'm ready before then. Also, I need to be in the game, before then. So I got a lot of stuff I have to do in the next at least 2 years to make sure that I'm good. And then also, my whole goal on this is to make sure that I'm good as well. So as far as moving goes, yeah, in 10 days I'll go ahead and let everyone know that I'm going to be moving. Haven't told anyone yet, just because, again, it takes a lot of planning and consideration on everything to make sure that everything's going to work correctly. So yeah, of course there's going to be some things pissy and some names probably thrown out and stuff, but that's the worst case scenario that I'm already planning for. So it is what it is. I mean, there's not much to that. It's just I cannot be in limbo 24/7, fucking 7 days a week, fucking 365. I can't be like that. Like, I've been like that for 4 years. I just can't be like that anymore. And it, like I said, if somebody wants to take it personal, they can, but it's really nothing personal. It's literally just all about efficiency. Like, if I didn't care about somebody, I would have just already moved. Like, people know, like, if you have been with me long enough and you know, like, who I am and stuff, you know that I'm, like, super resourceful. Like, if I need to starve myself for food, I will do it. I have done it before, like 3 or 4 days, just no food because I want to save my money. So I can be very, very resourceful, and I think, far, far, far in advance, probably months in advance, for just a lot of just random shit. So I just want to do me. I want to get back on track. The other thing is, I met with the CEO, Ryan, forget his last name, but it's probably best I don't say his last name. But anyways, we're thinking about, and hopefully by the time this comes out, it'll be probably one of the reasons why I'm doing really well, is that I'm trying to partner up with him to make sure that I can maybe even have a feasible side hustle / go on to be what I want to be, like a full-on director and stuff. And so he's launching his MovieBot app again sometime later this year, which is going to be nice because that's right around the time that I'm going to have a little bit more free time and stuff, hopefully. So it'll be really nice to kind of collaborate and try to get more ideas going through for MovieBot, make stories, make YouTube channels, market, all this stuff that I've learned in the past 5 to 6 years. All the times that I've tried to launch my pitch again over and over and over again will finally be realized in a sense for this app. And I think that I could really, really help with everything that I've strategized thus far, just on the crypto side, strategize to make this, to make this work. And I'm excited. I can't wait to maybe partner with him on this. We're doing something revolutionary, something that no one's ever done before, and it can only get better than what it used to be. But the fact that I'll be part of something that I actually believe in, and something that I'm passionate about, and something that I've spent the last year, even after MovieBot died out, to try to just come up with something by myself really makes me happy. Because it's a way for people to get into 3D early on, and kind of like Flipnote was, and basically, it's creating that extra avenue for people to latch on to if they don't have a computer, if they don't have these resources that aren't available to them. If you're only stuck with a smartphone, you want to be able to go ahead and utilize at least some kind of 3D application. If you don't have a laptop, instead of having to pay $600, $700, you can animate on your phone for like $10 a month. Like, it's so much better that way, and you can get your ideas across. You can pre-visualize certain things. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with an application like what we're trying to build, and I think that it's only going to get better, and it's only going to start our journey going up to being an actual company, and me being maybe some kind of figurehead of this company to help run maybe movies or I mean, we can go anywhere from it, but I think that it's got a lot of prowess to really ignite a fire under the animation community and allow younger creators to kind of get involved with animation stuff from an early age without having to buy softwares and stuff for them to use, or buy computers for them to use. So yeah, and just ease of use. So I think that's everything that I have going on. Really quick video, but I think that I'm avoiding having to repeat everything over and over again, especially from like 2 or 3 videos ago, just because like this whole month, right, into the first week of September, is that actual life-changing event. Like, it's weird too, because I've told you guys before, it's very strange for me to accept in a sense that going back to a real job is the only way for me to have made back my life-changing money. But I think and that's a sort of irony in it of itself, but I also think that it's kind of taught me that, one, you need stability. These are life lessons, or the takeaways. You need stability to generate growth. The only way to leave the system is to be part of the system, and then you leave it later on. I don't think there's any way, unless you're lucky or unless you have something that has never been done and you time it right, unless you're lucky in that sense, or you have somebody that you know who is guiding you or mentoring you. I think if you're just off the ball, scratch, your luck is terrible. You have a harsh life. Nothing's given to you easy. I think this is the blueprint of how you can make it. You know, go ahead and start your smaller ideas. Don't spend more than $1,000 on anything, any kind of idea that you might have. Don't spend more than $1,000. I think if you spend more than $1,000, you're really taking away from your wage. You know, make sure you have a job. Make sure you're consistent. Make sure it's a job that can scale. Don't pick up fast food if you want the experience. I would recommend it, honestly, but scale to something. Doesn't have to be something that you like, but scale to something, whether that's school or whether that's an actual job, scale to something that you can do. Doesn't have to be fun, doesn't have to be something you love, but something that you can do that will make a decent amount of money, whether that's coding, whether that's sales, there's a lot of these jobs that you just need to learn how to speak, or you need to learn the language, which is coding. I think sales or like coding is going to be probably the easiest out of all of the jobs that you can get for retail. Some of the easiest jobs that you can get that scale pretty nicely, that don't really have a cap. You know, there are a lot of limitations for a lot of these entry-level jobs. There are, but I think if you are good at learning, adapting and stuff, do a job like that and scale up. Now, if you have a degree or you have a job waiting for you after college, if you know that you're good at a certain thing, you're one of the top in your class, you know for a fact that you have something waiting for you after college, like you're actively campaigning, making sure that you're applying for contests or whatever, whether that's a writer or a I don't know, whatever, psychologist, making sure you know what you can do after college and making sure you can guarantee, or at least 80%, give yourself a certainty of getting a job at least up to 1 year after college. Pursue college then. You know, if you know that there's no real guarantee and that you might be 2 years without a job, don't do college. Get a undergrad degree though. Yes, everyone should get associates. It only helps you, you know. But if you don't do college at all, I think you're really demeaning your value as a person. Because an associate, again, if you're not already making hella money or whatever, this is just the safer route. Getting associates, like 2 years or so, will guarantee you at least some sense of presence or priority over a lot of other people. Now, at the time of saying this, that seems to be true, but that might not be the same kind of truth later on once this video goes public. So we'll see. And yeah, just know your worth. Don't be scared to take opportunities. You know, it doesn't matter if you've been at a company for 3 years or 3 months or whatnot. If there's an opportunity that's better, and it's provenly better, and you know that it's going to be better for you, for your mental stuff like that. I'm not talking about better in the sense of just money. I'm talking about better mentally too. There's a lot of jobs out there that will seem good on paper, that will put a high amount on its time, but it meant if the efficiency isn't there, if you're working harder than it is to basically make that money, it's not worth it. You might as well just stay at what you're at right now. The way I look at it is it's all about efficiency. I know that fast food, for example, with categories make a big difference. Fast food, for example, you're basically making a low wage and you're really not getting too much out of it, to be honest. You're working way more, or you're working harder than it is to do whatever it is. With coding, you're making a lot more, and you're not having to put in as much. But there's a bigger process to coding, because you actually have to learn the language. Then you have to go and apply for these boot camps and stuff like that most times. And you need like certifications, and you pass stuff. So there's a lot more upfront like work that you have to do for coding and stuff, rather than like other things like fast food and stuff. Then there's sales, for example, and I'm only going off of my sales experience, but I feel like sales is like middle of the road, because it's very even. It's not going to be the best, but it's also not going to be the worst. So but it also scales on you. So if like you're the best at sales, you're going to make a lot more than a normal person, and generally you're going to probably not have to work as hard as somebody else who's just kind of slacking along. Like, I feel like the work ethic is going to be there, but again, and that's not to say that people that work in sales, like they're not working hard if they're top of the leaderboard, but I also feel like it's one of those things where it's like, if you're good at conversation and you're good at basically speaking, I feel like sales is fairly easy. There's some things in sales that are a little bit hard, learning the pitch and stuff, but once you have all that stuff down, it's kind of like a rinse and repeat process with every person that you deal with. There's slight changes that you have to do here and there, and slight things versus whatever product you're going to do, and you got to know some product knowledge and stuff. But overall, I think that it's a lot easier entry and balance and everything than it is for any of the other skills that I listed. And then there's every other skill in the book that you have to go through contracting school and all this other stuff, trade school, all the other stuff, the specialties. All I'm saying is make sure you have a plan for yourself, and make sure you have a backup plan. If you can get a job right out of college, then go through college, man. But if you don't, be a dreamer. Go ahead and dream about what you want to do. See if you can implement a low-cost solution for what you want to do. If you want to make art, go ahead and try to buy a little small tablet or something for like $100 or whatever, or like a Wacom tablet or something like that, and see how good you are. See if you can market yourself. See if you can go ahead and sell art and commission, and maybe even put some of your art or make drawings for free, so that you have a portfolio so people can see what you can do. There's all these sorts of ways to monetize on your value, but I feel like a lot of people don't do that, and you really have to take that risk. A lot of people don't like taking risks. Take that risk to go and make the initiative to see what you're worth, and see where you might excel best at. And using that along with a consistent job, you can start doing stuff, in the background. As long as you're consistent with it, you can start building your business, whatever you want to do. Start building that up slowly. Don't do it fast. Do it slow, and see where it goes. start young. And like I said, you know, it's best that you do start young, because like I said, there's this kid at our AT&T store. He's the best, or one of the best in the entire in pretty much all the company. And literally he's 19, and I'm like, damn, dude, like if I was 19 and I had to redo some of the stuff that I used to do, I would do exactly what he's doing. He's hustling as a sales dude, and he's making hella money, and eventually he's gonna have enough money to do whatever the fuck he wants, invest, do whatever. So, you know, by the time he's 25, he's definitely going to probably be somewhere around 100 to 200k, and I would assume by 30 he's going to be a millionaire, if not before then. So congrats to him. And like I said, it's one of those things, like if you're smart, you're capable, and you know you have a plan. That's the biggest thing. You can do anything you want, so go out there and just fucking do it. So yeah, you guys will see later on. This video, and I know I said it a couple of videos back, this video is the start where everything in my life changes. Everything. There is no, and the end of this year is where things just go crazy. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Hopefully it's the end of the month, and that will be, like I said, a massive video. This is the progression area. You guys are seeing the progression happen. I called it 2 months ago. I was watching a couple of the previous vlogs I did. I called it a couple months ago. I said 2 months from now, 2 to 3 in actuality, but 2 months from now, I'm going to be in my era where things are going to change, and you guys are going to see that transition of mindset, of heart, of my aspirations climbing. You guys are going to see that change in me, but you guys will also see more creativity come out, more things come out. You'll see more aspects of my life start to flourish, and where before they just bottlenecked. So if I was a stock, I'd be going down right now, slowly, until I hit a point where now I can't go down anymore. And now it's surely but surely just creeping up again, creeping up. And then all of a sudden you're gonna have that moonshot candle, and that's gonna be the video where I say, you know what, guys, I am finally on the up and up. And what I'll say too is when I hit 20,000 in the bank, sorry, 20,000 in the bank, I will post, 25,000 in the bank, because that's enough to clear all my debts. When I have 25k in the bank, I will put this on YouTube. 100% I will. When I have 25k, I'll put it on YouTube, because I think then that's the start of when my financial takeoff happens. Now you'll see a mental and everything shifting with my life, but financially I'm still roughly around where I was before, and I want you guys to also see that financial shift as well. So I think that's going to be the point where I start releasing the videos, and from there, because I think by that time, when I have that much money saved, I'm pretty much good, and I'll be chill, I'll be lax, I'll have everything that I need to do whatever I need to do. I'll have so much money saved that I think it'll be a good time to go ahead and just post these videos, because these videos, even weekly at this point, are enough to cover a whole year now. So I really thank you guys for watching, and sticking to and staying with me through all this. Even though I'm talking to a camera, I know one day it's not going to be a camera, it's going to be a TV screen, and all you guys watching are going to see this and see my journey, and it's going to be just one of those crazy journeys through, probably at this point it'll be like 3 or 4 years that you guys, I think it's 2 years as of this month is 2 years. So I got to figure out what date. I think it's either right around now or the end of August, because that's where 2022, but 2-year anniversary is this month. So hopefully I'll figure out what date that is and just shout it out in the next video. But yeah, 2-year anniversary of making these vlogs, and yeah, hopefully I get to like 3 or 4 and just continue the grind until I'm there, until I make it back to a mil. So, peace, guys. Take it easy and have a good one.
So if you thought the video was good, please give it a like and share. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe so you can see the rest of the story unfold. This project is so close to my heart, and your support keeps it going. Thanks so much. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time in the archives of a Shiba Millionaire.
Consistency of work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better. You do that over a period of time, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then you can get to where you want to go.